This is how I live. This is what I love. This is all the things that my dreams have been made of.
Welcome to my life. This is what I love. This is what the soundtrack to my life is made of. Music, love, life.
Crystal Jordan, Be Honest, and myself, Mr. Kevin, we are Music, Love, Life. Welcome.
The love part is where we slide. It's gotta slide.
Love, life.
Love, life.
It's hard to say love and not
not to make
music,
it
love, life.
You're very Don Cornelius, but I mean, I don't know that I don't know that he calls himself Mr. Don.
He calls himself Don Cornelius. That's his name.
He doesn't put a Mr.
Yeah, but I mean, the Mr. is still funny to me. Still, I mean, I know it's been weeks and weeks and weeks, and we took a break, so it's been months actually.
And it's his social handle.
Oh, that's your yeah. That's true.
It is. You know, I forgot to tell you to change it too.
That's true.
Yep.
It's like he's trying to just assert his dominance.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, Mr. Kevin.
Hey.
Ain't that what the good Lord say?
No.
Command the ground underneath your own feet.
Have you ever heard the Lord speak?
No, the Bible doesn't say that.
I've heard.
It's not in the scripture.
I've heard the Lord.
What did he say?
I've heard the voice of the Lord.
Was he white or black?
He was definitely black.
Okay.
Actually, she was definitely black.
Oh man, you're one of those.
She was black.
You're one of those people. You're not only
I forgot who I was speaking to for a moment.
Wow.
Yeah, she is black.
Wow.
Okay.
We all come from you.
Yeah.
I thought women were created from the rib of a man. See, we got some chicken.
How?
We got some chicken and egg situation here.
There
How?
is. That is
we have to go with scripture or we don't. Either we going with it or we not going with
Hey
it.
man, look, I'm gonna just tell you like this. The only way I've seen a human come into the world is through a woman.
Look at you, you non-religious people.
I don't
I'm not
know-
going to do this.
Well, okay, so now wait a minute. We have another problem here. So now we're going off what we've actually seen. So then we're talking about the Lord and voices and stuff. When are we gonna be real with this? Like we can't just go jump back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Are we talking about reality? Are we talking about fantasy?
Well,
fantasy.
People are born of women. What's fantasy about that?
Okay.
So
Are they not?
So are you?
Did you get here another way?
I don't know.
Are you suggesting that
Did you get here by stork?
I don't remember.
The first person. How did they without sperm?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when we go back to inception, there had to be a time when either there was a virginal birth, or
Are you a penis apologist?
what?
It sounds like she's a penis apologist right now.
What is that?
I like it.
What does that even mean?
I like it because now you're making excuses for the sperm and how important it is. When most women are like, "Fuck niggas, we don't need y'all." You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like, I like that.
I think it's very important to have.
This is new for you, I think.
It's not. No, it's not. But I'm just saying, realistically, you need the sperm to fertilize the egg. Is that not true?
That is true.
Okay.
However, picture, if you will, a woman becoming pregnant as a virgin or a man just jizzing and a baby showing up.
Well, that's not how it went.
Neither work.
That's not how it went. It was, no, that's not true. I think it's equally.
What's more likely?
Neither.
Sam?
I think that women were created from the rib of a man.
Uh-oh.
I believe it.
How?
I think that's how. I mean, how did we get here?
It never happened again, though. Like, there would be one hell of a rib.
So, and neither did a Big Bang. There's never been. Do you believe in evolution? How do we get here?
No, I believe in creation.
Okay, so how are we created?
I can't believe we're doing this right now.
We just did it. I mean, it's all a part. If we're saying about creation and where did we come from? We have to go back to this, right?
Like, share, and subscribe.
You're
At the beginning of the show.
Right.
You're saying that women, are the ultimate being, which I'm not disagreeing with.
I mean,
I'm not disagreeing.
Science also shows us that there are very different species of plants and animals that are single sex and give birth on their own. Other animals are even to change sex. And I'm saying if God created those animals to be able to do that, and he's given man all of these powers.
But he only did it once that way, too.
Chances are there was one.
That only happened
So
once.
you're saying that you believe that God created humans, just not in the way that the Bible says.
Correct.
That's different. I didn't expect you to say that. Did not know that was.
So you have a different book that you're going off of,
Or he's just going off.
or you just
Mr.
making
Kevin's
this shit
theory.
up as you go.
Seat of my pants. It sounds good, right?
No,
It sounds crazy as hell.
How?
it all
Crazier.
sounds crazy to me. You know how I feel about all of
So
this.
what do you
but
think? What do you think happened?
No idea.
Okay, I like that. That's
I'm just
real.
here.
That's honest.
I'm just here enjoying life.
Just hey, I
Just-
got here some kind of way.
I don't believe that we should hedge our bets. And
Anyway, sounds a little bit.
What do you mean by hedging our bets?
you know, this whole live your life this particular way because there's something later. I don't believe in any of that. You better live your life right now because
You don't believe in the afterlife? You don't
not-
believe in spirits?
I don't believe in spirits. I don't believe.
You don't
I don't
believe in heaven?
I don't believe in heaven. No,
I don't believe in heaven. No,
no.
it's pretty much just a done deal.
no.
This is what it is.
I don't know.
You think you just go in the ground? That's it.
I don't know.
I kind of think that would be. I think that would
Lights
be a
out.
comforting thought. I think that's a comforting thought, though.
What, that it's over?
It could just be over.
It's over when you're dead?
It's over. It's just over.
I don't think it's over when you're dead.
Okay.
I think you live forever.
Do you think you come back in a different form?
I think, energy never dies. Energy is transferred from one party to the next.
Really?
And
Okay.
so when you expire this body, you'll go to either to the source of your energy or you find another
So
body.
that's why it doesn't matter.
Maybe you'll be born as a baby duck.
That's why gender doesn't matter. Then you just said why gender doesn't matter because your spirit is not male nor female. So right
I
now,
don't-
no, stop now. Come
How-
on, man.
what?
You're about to deny the energy
Cannot
thing.
go back into a baby duck, a female baby duck. Like if your energy dies,
You
maybe you'll
identify
come
as a
back
baby duck.
female baby duck.
Hey man, that's nature's choice.
Got it.
Nature chooses what you become.
Nature or God? Here we go. It's like your words
See,
are so
I'm telling
loose.
you guys, I think it would be. I'm not all the way. Would be
But
honest.
your definitions of God are very strict. That's why when I speak,
I
in a
have no
certain way, it
definitions.
sounds,
I don't
Ooh.
have a definition at all. That's why I don't know how you put me in that label. I have absolutely no definition of God.
None.
None.
He doesn't.
I think that when you do that, that's when you make it human, and that's when the game over. You've
don't-
messed up already.
No, I don't.
I mean, you're a very smart human. But you know what I'm saying? But if we're talking about a real energy source, you can't describe it with your words. And I don't even want to pretend like let's get a word we can agree on.
Fair enough.
Why define it?
Fair enough, because the force that we're describing, I think, is beyond human. Clearly, if it creates any and everything, man can't create anything, any and everything.
Absolutely they can.
Man's fucking a lot of this shit up.
Man, no, they're not. Man has. Are you kidding? Our ancestors used to, clink, 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 and now we speak crazy. Like English is a very difficult language. We create. We can
Were
create.
you just making fun of tribal people? Is that what that was?
I don't know
no,
what that-
Cro-Magnons.
okay.
I was talking about like cavemen and
Cavemen.
Yeah,
We have gone
See, that-
some dark trail.
Now
guys.
that I don't necessarily know. I don't think that. I don't know. I don't.
How do we get here? Where?
I know what you want to say. You want to
Where
just
are
say.
we?
You know, who would you offend?
I don't think we come from fucking cavemen.
Okay.
You don't think we come from cavemen?
No. I don't
Well,
think
he's
we
saying
come
as
from
far as
cavemen.
like Homo sapiens and Neanderthals. That's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So see, I just said
You mean
caveman.
only-
I was being very generic when I said caveman because to me that's just a generic term for
Right.
our
Prehistoric.
right. What he's trying to do now is separate black people from white
That's what I
people.
was like. You're not talking about. You're not suggesting that Africans or African Americans don't come from the same origin as the. You're not. suggesting that.
What I am saying is that I don't think that like that image that we were just chiseling rocks and
Guys,
shit
gotta
in the
stop
cave.
making those voices.
Yeah,
people in Africa were already doing math 400,000 years ago.
I
You're
think
right.
yes, I think God created intelligent beings.
All of them.
From start, like I don't
But
think
all
we,
of them,
I don't
though.
think we
Everybody-
just
you think
evolved
but
from
wait a minute.
monkeys. Yeah, there's some dumbass people walking around, but,
But you
yeah,
don't think-
I think
but, okay.
Adam was smart. I think Eve were smart.
But Kevin, but Mr. Kevin, you're not. Are you suggesting that from the beginning we were? Because I mean, there's evolution, right? So like in the 1800s, we didn't. There were inventions, but things continue to evolve and grow. And we learn, and technology grows. So are you suggesting that they were at that when creation happened, people already understood everything there was? I mean, there was no learning curve.
Of course, there's a learning curve.
So there was no language yet, is what my point was.
Yeah,
and
all
developed.
those things were developed.
My point is that humans are very, very good, and we are creators. We're gods in a sense, if you want to call that, if that's what you call God. We are definitely gods in a sense. We have almost figured out creating another human being. Almost.
Almost. We're working on it.
Yeah, I
That's
think
what I'm
there may be
saying.
some-
Like,
Test tube babies is around the corner for real.
It's some real shit going
Everybody's
on.
going to
I don't like
doctors
it.
and
I don't like it at all. I don't like it one bit.
I do.
I don't like the what is it called? The clones. I don't like any of it. I don't like. You know they have clone horses. Did you guys know that?
Don't care.
wouldn't be surprised.
Nope.
Horse
I
hair,
don't know
don't
why
care.
you don't care because it's going to happen to humans soon. But there
Good.
are clone horses that people are buying to race because you may have a. It's not funny.
It's
Okay,
funny.
It's real information.
But you know what? You don't care about horses.
I love
You
horses.
cut your horse's balls off. You don't
must guys
care.
always, and I also had my dog neutered, but I love him very
You
much.
couldn't.
She loves horses. She just hates men.
Oh,
That's not true.
Males.
I
She
don't
hates
hate.
males.
I do not hate males or penises. I'm not crazy about testicles. But, I mean,
Wow.
Obviously.
This show started very heavy.
Wait. So you love the penis but hate the balls.
This show started. We've already talked about existence, creation, and male vitality. Like
male gelding.
we gotta go somewhere else.
Yeah.
man. We gotta.
So what
go.
about the chicken? What Kentucky Fried Chicken has now thrown its hat into
A
the
good
ring.
segue.
Kentucky Fried Chicken has now attempted about a month post the big chicken war between Popeyes and Chick-fil-A. Kentucky
for
Fried
it.
Chicken has thrown its hat into the ring with a donut chicken sandwich. What is there a particular name to this? It looks like a Krispy Kreme donut with a fried chicken breast.
Wait. If KFC actually partners with Krispy Kreme to do that shit,
Right.
cancel fucking Christmas.
Cancel Christmas?
What, man? There would be.
Christmas?
Krispy Kreme is like crack.
Hey, man.
But with
there's
chicken?
Nut.
Chicken? I don't know about
See,
that.
here's my thing, right? Y'all
pull it up.
You
Yo.
guys were saying that I don't know if Mr. Kevin said it, but you definitely said that KFC was late to the party.
It was late to the party.
I disagree. What I remember is KFC started this whole thing.
The
Nah,
chicken
KFC.
sandwich?
Why everybody was going crazy
I've
for
never
the
ordered a chicken
Popeye, while the
sandwich.
Popeyes and Chick-fil-A thing was going on, KFC was selling mac and cheese.
And
No.
now Chick-fil-A
Mac
is
and
also.
fucking cheese.
Put down your guns for a second. Let's go back. Do you remember KFC invented a sandwich that was
And actually, Chick-fil-A was doing mac and cheese as well.
They were. I just said that.
Yep.
no KFC had a sandwich that was there. It wasn't a sandwich. The chicken was the bread and it had bacon on it. You don't remember this?
No,
You don't remember this?
No.
I've never heard this before.
Oh my God!
What test market?
Who are you?
KFC had. I didn't like it, but KFC had a sandwich
Tasted it?
where the sandwich was 2 pieces of chicken.
You had McDonald's pizza too, huh?
In other countries, McDonald's serves a different menu,
I've heard.
and they have chefs and everything. So I don't know why McDonald's gets so much hate. McDonald's has saved a lot of people's dinner.
What do you mean they have chefs?
No, they have there's like a culinary art school that McDonald's houses for some of its
We
foreign.
keep going down weird holes. Right?
I'm just saying, like McDonald's is the real deal. It is.
Okay. Well, Kentucky Fried Chicken, that donut chicken sandwich is available at select Kentucky Fried Chickens. However, did you guys know that Kentucky Fried Chicken is also serving Beyond Chicken?
I've seen that. It's like plant-based, right?
Yes, plant-based chicken. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try this.
I'm more likely to try the donut.
You see the double down? I wasn't joking.
It's called a double down.
I wasn't joking. This was a few years ago.
Oh my
Wait,
God.
why does it have a Wikipedia page? The Double Down is a dish offered by Kentucky Fried Chicken restaurants where a sandwich is formed by two
That's
pieces of fried
madness.
chicken rather than the usual halves of a bread roll. The Double Down contains
and you-
bacon, cheese, and sauce between two pieces of chicken fillet.
You tried it.
I did not try this.
I thought you said you tried it.
No, I just said that they started it. So Popeyes and all these guys are kind of like doing this whole beef thing because to me, they started doing like, let's try something. KFC did it first. So they're actually.
I don't know if they did it first. I don't know that that's what we ought to. What is that? That's called a double dip. That's
that
not
was
a
when
chicken
bacon.
sandwich.
Remember when bacon was on everything? You remember that little season
See.
where they started putting like everything was bacon wrapped. And
Bacon.
That's when they
bacon
did
had
this.
Wow. Nobody has tried the Beyond Chicken.
No, it's plant based, right?
It's plant based, but it doesn't look like.
I
I'm
don't
not
fool
a
with
fan.
that.
Like, why do I struggle with turkey bacon. Why can't it just be like, why do we have to create the fake versions of things?
Because you health nuts.
Like, I know I'm eating plant-based food, so why can't I just eat vegetables?
But what if
why
you
does
want,
it
but
have
what
to
if you
be
want, but what about those people that want to enjoy the taste?
Oh,
Because
enjoy? Is that what we're talking about?
There is a texture to meat that is different than vegetables.
If we're
And
talking
so
about enjoying, why not just eat the real shit? If we're this is about enjoyment.
they'd kill you. That's why.
Yeah,
It
what?
Simply make
7 months sooner than you? I may die 7 months sooner.
I don't. Death is inevitable. But if there's a way to avoid the pain and the quality of life being destroyed, I'd rather do that.
Can I offer something?
Please.
The pain and quality of life that you're sacrificing while you're suffering through eating plant-based
No, Beyond Burgers are delicious. Beyond Burgers are delicious, and I'm going to try this
saying that's
Beyond
stupid,
Chicken.
though.
I'm just saying,
I'm not with him.
Hey, I mean, if I'm going to eat an apple, I'm going to eat an apple. I don't
Right.
need to eat a burger made from apple.
But what if I enjoy? There are some of us that really enjoy our meat, and I also want to be healthy.
You can have that.
You enjoy meat? How many meats would you say you enjoy or have enjoyed?
I'm not doing this.
But
what I'm
season
saying
2,
is,
we can't find out.
what I am saying
What
is
are your
that
favorite meats?
there are people that enjoy the texture of meat.
Why can't you even say it with a straight face now?
This is a silly show.
How do we go from the heaviest show to the silliest 10th grade show? She said penis.
Cause man, the internet is high school.
She
Everybody,
wants
this is what you get. Nobody's having substantive, intelligent
No, but when I
conversations.
ate-
You watch
no.
the news for that shit.
You know what, Mr. Kevin? When I tried the jackfruit, remember that you told me about jackfruit, with this wonderful fruit that
And what
had
did it
meat.
taste like?
It did not taste like meat. So what happened is I was tricked. I went and it was barbecue jackfruit that was like on a taco, right? I told you this, and the texture looked like it was gonna taste like shredded like beef, but
That's
I
what
bit
you were
into
told,
it,
that it was
and
to
it
expect
tasted
pork.
like lettuce, not pork, beef. But when I bit into it, it tastes like barbecued lettuce, and it was not good. I did not like
lettuce.
And that's unfortunate because
It was.
you know what raw jackfruit tastes like?
No, I don't. What does it taste like?
Bubble gum.
That's hard to believe.
Trust me.
Bring some.
What
I would
flavor?
love to.
Bring
I would
some.
love to.
Please
What
do.
do you mean what flavor?
Like regular-
jackfruit. That is like I thought. Well, I said it backwards. Jackfruit doesn't taste like bubble gum. Bubble gum tastes like jackfruit.
Mind blown, right? He said that shit like
That
this.
shit was deep,
He
yo.
just
That shit
explained
was
the Big
deep. I'm
Bang.
telling you. I'm serious.
Like, no, wait. No. Bubblegum doesn't taste
we
like
get here?
jackfruit.
No, I take that back. Jackfruit.
I got you, bro. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Legit.
Flip that, reverse it.
And see, they ruined it by cooking it and slathering it in sauce and made it taste like
Bring some. Next week.
Bring
We're
some
going to do
bubblegum
this.
fruit.
We're going
Orange
to do this.
peel.
I would like us to taste it on air so that we can share with the viewers.
I would love to.
I would, because I've tasted a lot of jackfruit and I've never tasted
you
anything
have.
that was.
Have you ever had it raw?
I bet.
See what I did there? See what I did?
I heard you. How many would you say you've tasted?
You've
Are you gonna bring the
had
jackfruit?
many. I would love to. Yes.
Okay,
You
next-
had
You
many,
supplied
but
the
you never
jackfruit?
had it like this.
Okay, well, bring it.
All right.
And we'll all
It's
try
No,
it.
we
delicious.
won't all try it. That side of the table is going to try it. I'll watch.
What?
You'll have some, man.
No thanks.
You'll have some.
No, that's rape.
You
can't force your jackfruit on me, sir.
You
That's
know
gay
what? We're
rape
not gonna
too.
be able to get this back. Get this back.
Reel it back in. We were talking
Reel
about
it back
about
in.
the donut chicken sandwich. I personally think whatever, innovate.
I do, but I think it's late to the party.
Well,
It is.
considering Popeyes no longer has
Chicken sandwich.
Right. Clearly,
And I
there
don't
was
think
room
they're
on the
getting
market.
I don't think they're getting it back.
But you know what's funny though?
Meanwhile, Chick-fil-A is still doling them out.
Yeah, I had Chick-fil-A the other day. I was like, man, this is a really good sandwich. Seriously. Like, I know everybody was so up in arms about Popeyes, but Chick-fil-A makes a really good chicken
Well,
sandwich.
you know
It's a
what?
consistent sandwich.
Yeah.
I was also insulted by the bring your own bun campaign.
Silliness.
Insulted.
Silly. And then they told you.
How dare you?
And then they said exactly what I said, that it's just damn tenders. If you've had Popeyes before, you've had the Popeyes chicken sandwich.
No, it's not. Is it no?
They said put 3 tenders and bring your own bread, right?
3 tenders.
They did.
Three
They
tenders
did.
across.
They said bring your own bun and order 3 tenders, put it in there. That's the sandwich.
Hold it in my hand for a dime. What fucking marketing genius?
But,
like,
okay.
seriously.
Okay, but I thought that it was a breast. I thought it was a fillet.
Well, that's what the tenders are too, though.
But
That's
they're-
what you were supposed to think.
Yeah.
Voila.
And really, they were just fused tenders.
Jackfruit actually tastes like bubblegum.
No, bubblegum actually tastes like jackfruit.
Hey, man, I'm just telling you, dude. When you're on the other side of the matrix, the lies just come fall.
Right.
They just crumbling down.
Clarity over there.
Yo,
Speaking of
a whole new world.
lies crumbling, did either of you gentlemen see the impeachment of our fine president? Well, the impeachment proceedings that were happening today.
the impeachment proceedings.
The beginning of the
I don't believe
Tell
it.
me more.
Well, there's not much to tell, but what I saw was some very angry Republicans and some very angry Democrats, and this Lewandowski, he was Trump's former campaign manager, was on trial, and it was a shit show.
Lewandowski.
Lewandowski, yeah, I don't know what that is.
sounds
That
like he
doesn't sound
rolled.
American,
No,
does
no.
it?
He sounds like one of those guys from Goodfellas that just rolls
Polish
over.
or something.
I tell you what, he was a very confident aide or former campaign manager, because when he was asked, he just handled the Democrats and the Republicans with such. It was kind of like, the mafia type thing, because they were like, so did you say this? And he was like, is that what it says in the report? And they were like, oh, well, can you explain what you said? You can go ahead and read it from the report.
I can't recall.
He handled.
Spicy.
He did, and
He
then
did the
he said.
wheezy.
He said, I have no obligation to be honest with the media. He was very, very,
The media. Oh, wait, so who was questioning him?
well, he was being questioned by the Democrats and Republicans in the House, but there were cameras there.
Oh.
And he was suggesting that people were pandering to the which they probably were.
Yeah.
They probably were. And Trump put out that a tweet saying that he made a beautiful opening. What a beautiful opening from Lewandowski.
Everybody who's about to be on First 48 should pay attention to Lewandowski, because they always give everybody up on that show. Them niggas just start singing as soon as they get in that little box, man.
Lewandowski.
So basically he was reprimanded several times, but he never backed down, which I really thought was awesome. He is excuse me. So this is Democratic Rep Pramila J. I don't know, some foreign Democratic rep says, excuse me, Mr. Lewandowski, this is my time. You are not yet in the Senate. You are a witness before the Judiciary Committee. Please act like it. And he just kept blowing people off like, no, you know what I mean? But it just, I don't know why this took up the majority of our.
So what about the impeached, though? Who's getting impeached?
Well, they're attempting to use his testimony to impeach President Trump.
On the ground. Do they have grounds yet? Or are they just saying,
Man,
let's try
They're
something?
trying to draw.
Scooby-Doo had this case cracked in 30 minutes, man.
They're trying to draw some conclusions here.
They would have snatched this nigga mask off a long time ago.
Is it really Donald Trump?
I don't understand what's taking so long. Like, it is what it is.
The crazy
What-
thing is, I'm watching Trump address people. He's I don't know where he was, but it comes in the middle of the Lewandowski, questioning. And I was watching CNN, and Trump is out here, and he was like, I can't tell if this guy is Hispanic American or he looks more like a wasp than I do. And I'm like, Trump says the most amazingly racially combative things. And we just, I mean, it's funny, but, he gets away with, what are we doing? And I'm like, I'm sitting there cringing. And people behind him are like, yeah. Like, he said, I like Hispanic Americans. And he just...
He said he likes them?
Yeah, he said he likes them.
What's wrong with that?
Well, but I'm just saying, it just is slightly
How do you find
inappropriate.
hate? How do you find hate in somebody saying
It's
they like
slightly
something?
inappropriate because he's talking about them like they're not people. Like
By
they're
saying I like them?
Well, do you see what I'm saying? Like he's...
Well, I do remember a moment where he said, that guy there, that's my African American.
Yes, that's my African American. So it was like that with Hispanic Americans.
He said, that's my nigga. That's what he was saying. But he can't say
It sounded
nigga.
almost as if...
You told him he can't say niggas. He's like, that's my African American. If a black guy like, that's my nigga, you wouldn't have a problem with that.
He's like, look right here. I felt like it was almost like, there's my good boy.
Oh, come on. The speculation is so wild.
I just think
he
he's-
said, I like Hispanic. He's like, oh my God, it's so racist.
Well, I'm just saying,
What
who
the
else
fuck?
stands up and say... I mean, what is the difference between Hispanic Americans and Americans?
I don't know. You don't think there's any difference? So culturally, there's no difference
Hey,
between...
well, you know what? Let's be honest about our communication
All right.
because a lot of times it's not the message. It is how the message is presented by the messenger.
Okay.
True.
He doesn't have a great track history, and so a lot of what he says is seen through that filter.
And what I've noticed, though, and I'm not saying this about this particular situation, what I've noticed a lot of times, though, especially in this climate, that people are not willing to let a person they don't feel is a proper messenger say anything. And anything that messenger says, they immediately shoot it down and discredit it based on the idea that they have already formed in their head based on whatever. So what I'm saying
I
is,
agree with that.
if anyone else had said I like Hispanics, they wouldn't be a
Well,
problem.
no one else would say that.
Well, I don't know.
Like that.
Really? I don't
no
think
one else
I
would
don't-
say it like that.
I
No
don't
one
know
else would
that- I don't-
say it quite like that. Just like I don't think anyone else would stand up and say, look here, they're right there. Look at my African American.
So that's my
think-
nigga. Nobody's ever said that.
That's not what that is. That's not what that is. That's two different things.
It's the
You know,
messenger.
It's not.
So who's to
it's
blame
the
then?
context. It's the context.
the
also.
messenger's
The
fault?
messenger provides a lot of context to the message.
But sometimes context is provided by whatever you've built in your head that messenger probably means by it. Because you guys just gone off what you think he meant, what it probably means, what he's been bad at, what he's been good at. So you've kind of already formed this. And I'm not saying just for him. I remember I played one time a video on one of the other shows on the network, and the person who was doing the quick lecture or whatever was middle of the ground but slightly liberal leaning person. But in the live room, they're like, "Fuck that guy. He's a alt-right person." He wasn't. So already before he even got to what his message was, they were already like, "Fuck that dude. No matter what he says, it doesn't matter." I think that's a little dangerous.
Absolutely, it is.
And if he says he likes Hispanics,
It wasn't just
Well-
that. I mean, he talked about he said that this guy that he was friends with, I can't really tell if he is Hispanic American. He just makes very stereotypical comments that could be seen as racially just provocative.
and
I
it's
guess.
because he's the president, or is it because
No, it's just because
It's
he's
part of
Donald
it.
Trump. I mean, yeah, I kind of give him a pass because I think another politician would be held accountable for their actions a little bit differently. I think people just don't take him. He gets away with a lot of things that are not just very unconventional conversations that other politicians would not get away with.
I think that's why he's there.
I agree. I think
the
people
reason
are tired of the
people are tired of
Yeah.
the stiff shirt bullshit,
Yeah.
and you're telling us one thing, meanwhile you're saying something out the back of your head a different way. Not that Trump doesn't probably do those things, but it's presented in more of a almost like how we felt about George Bush, where it's like he's gonna say whatever comes out of his mind.
Right.
He's a down homeboy and like whatever. Trump is that same thing, but he's more cityfied.
Right.
So it's like it's more palatable because most of us are city people, so we kind of
Yeah.
understand. You know what I'm saying? Bush did in that accent, and it's like
He does have the city game.
you know what I'm saying? So it's like
Game.
it's a New York talk, and we're kind of accustomed to that.
Yeah.
Not saying that he's not double talking everything too, but I think the reason why he's there is because of
I
saying
agree with
crazy
you.
shit like
I
that
agree with
and
you.
not being scared to double down when
With-
the country appears like it's against him.
Is that the name? That was the name of the Kentucky Fried Chicken sandwich, the Double Down. Right?
The double down, yes.
Isn't that interesting? They
Full
doubled
circle
down.
how our show goes. Full circle.
They double down. Now, speaking of people being, getting away with things or representing different things, you guys saw Kanye West held his Sunday service.
Getting away
here.
with things.
He held Sunday service here in Atlanta, right? Now, he held it at New Birth
Ooh.
with Pastor Jamal Bryant. that received a lot of negative backlash.
Well, I mean, we can't forget of New Birth's history also.
And the pastor that's there now has his own history.
I didn't know that.
It is not the history of a long, but
It's checkered?
He has a philandering history. He's a good speaker, though.
But it wasn't with boys.
No,
Okay.
just what we all, just
So
women.
we had found out.
Okay.
Yeah, just women.
Just met women while he was married. It's okay. It's not.
Is he still married?
Well, no. The philandering caught him up, and he's no longer. But he was dating, I think, Phaedra for a while, and then.
Oh,
Phaedra
he's a socialite.
He's a very social.
Wow.
Yeah, he was on the Omarosa show as her. He's very so.
He's a successful, wealthy man. He'll recover.
Yeah.
But so Kanye was at the church, and I just, you guys, we have to ask the viewers because you guys are not really religious people, so you may not be offended. But there were some people that were offended by the church service because I thought the church, I didn't really know what Kanye was doing. He's in this, nondescript garb. He's kind of like, it's a lot of good music happening, but I did not know
about a church service.
that the church service is all directed towards Kanye. So he has all the people come and they sing worship songs to him. And so basically it's he absorbs it.
But he's got a choir.
They're singing it to him.
They're singing to him.
It's a circle. You
He's
I've seen the videos.
He's in the middle.
Yeah.
Everyone is singing to him.
It's all surrounding the middle, which is where he sits. She's saying him the middle. I don't know.
But no,
he's in the middle.
Because in the videos, because there's tons of people in the videos, so you can't like I've seen
I have a
him
good
in the
friend.
middle,
Well,
but-
actually, a friend of the show, Amir Shaw, A.R. Shaw, attended on behalf of Rolling Out, and he explained it that basically it's they're singing to Kanye. That's how this is set up. And I people.
He's Jesus.
He is. That's what I'm saying.
Jesus walks.
Yeah. So
So who's offended?
there were a lot of people offended to where Pastor Jamal Bryant made some comments on his page. I'll read his comments.
Turn that mic a little bit towards you for me, or just turn it to you. Yeah. Like that.
All right, let me pull up his comments. Yeah, it was a lot of outrage, and people were really upset that he was able to hold it at New Birth.
Was this during New Birth service time, or this was later?
I believe that it took over the service time
So this was actually New Birth members in the audience,
in the audience and additional media and people.
and then he had his people that's right there.
So
on the floor
this
there.
was the advertisement. Jesus is King, and
it's him.
Kanye. It is him. It's him.
and he's wearing
Well,
like
you know what? Yeah, that's I'm.
Well, he is. I mean, he did put himself on the cross and before, and
Yeah.
he called himself Jesus.
Well, yeah, it says the 5th album by Kanye West. That's his new album.
oh that's promo. He's
Entitled
getting ready.
Jesus is King.
He's getting ready, and it says so. Pastor Jamal Bryant says, "Y'all still mad or big mad? The enemy meant it for evil, but God is going to work it out for good. You are not called to be in the jury. You are called to be a witness. Learn
Hallelujah.
to love. You will laugh more. Stay tuned."
Hallelujah. Telling you.
Sacrilegious.
Oh, I'm sacrilegious. We got a nigga in the front of a cover saying Jesus is King with him in Jesus gear, and then we got the pastor of New Birth saying y'all are witness to
Y'all
this.
are
Come
witness.
on.
Not
I
a
mean,
jury.
we've seen
I'm
similar
sacrilegious.
things like this, especially in hip hop. I mean, Machiavelli, that was the cover.
That was a
Pac
problem
on the
also.
cross.
That was a problem also.
It was it was controversial, but it's not like we haven't seen that kind of art before. Not to mention, we know Jesus is black anyway. Tupac and Kanye look more than the white Jesus that's
Jesus
on most of
couldn't have been
people's
black
grandmas.
though.
But what does that have to do? Even if he was black,
He
what does that have to
wasn't.
do with Kanye making himself into Jesus?
You said you think Jesus don't even exist.
But he wasn't black if he did exist. He's wrong.
He's not saying he
the
didn't
wrong
exist. He
area
just
of the
doesn't believe
world.
that he was the savior of the world, right? I mean, there's proof that he existed.
Is there? There's no historical proof of Jesus, actually. The Bible is the only place Jesus' name appears.
I'll have to research that.
As a savior. I mean, Jesus, the gardener.
Jesus. That's what you're talking
No,
about?
Jesus. Have you noticed that Mexicans, they don't go that Jesus shit no more. They say, my name is Jesus. Holmes.
You're, you know what? You, not Trump. It's you. It's you.
Right. It's
The
just me.
Hispanics, it's you.
No, but look though, all I'm saying is that he couldn't have been black. He definitely wasn't white either. He wasn't white. He wasn't black. That's
A lot
That's the
of
cradle of
As a
civilization.
matter of fact, the picture of Kanye was in black and white. How about that?
Yeah, I'm not feeling that picture
Because Jesus has no color. Is that what you're trying to tell me? You don't
no,
see
Jesus
color
has a
now?
color. It's brown.
we don't know. We can't speculate.
Well, I
on
mean,
what the color was.
if we just go off where they're talking about all this happened,
there were
he's
brown peoples in that area.
He's not black. They're not black. Those people do not look like you. They do not talk like you. They do not think like you.
Let me just be real what
Okay.
it is.
There we go.
Why I believe that people are upset at Kanye is because Kanye wore the MAGA hat.
That's the only reason why.
They're still mad at
course.
Kanye for wearing
And
the
he, went,
MAGA
and he
hat.
went and visited. He went and visited too. That's what it's about, really.
And his wife is.
Okay.
They don't care so much about the Kim Kardashian thing.
Yo, and,
No, I think they love the fact that they're together, but I think that they are both Trump's. I don't think that's why people are upset, though.
Oh, I do.
You think it's just
I
because
think-
of Trump?
So look, you think back a few summers ago when he went on those rants and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Everybody was concerned we weren't really fucking with Kanye because we were kind of scared of what the hell was wrong with him. People weren't really messing with him, but we still were like, okay, but Kanye is one of the dopest producers of all time.
absolutely.
Fast forward to that Red Hat shit, and everything changed.
You've got to know a gospel album by Kanye is going to be bumping. It'll be the #1 gospel album in the fucking world.
Agreed.
I mean, yes, yeah.
And he's got Kirk. I know Kirk's got a feature on there.
Hurt.
He's riddled with bullet holes too. He's gonna limp to the finish line if Kirk is on it. This is a fiasco.
Hey,
I keep looking for topics that are uplifting, and we keep failing. We keep failing. So I'm gonna go to the queen of Patty, Miss Patty.
you want the good news segment?
I want the good news segment,
Okay.
Miss Patty. Miss Patty is 75. First of all, can I tell you how much I love Miss Patty LaBelle?
Why?
We all love
I
Patty.
just love Patty.
Patty's
Why?
amazing.
Why do you love her?
Well, she's awesome. You don't enjoy her voice?
Yeah, her voice is nice. Was nice. I mean,
She's
come on,
legendary.
75.
How do you
She's 75.
because it's a social requirement. You can't hate Patty.
I don't hate her, but I mean, I'm not like.
But she's a good. She's like grandma. She feels like a grandma.
My grandmother was way better than Patty LaBelle.
Well, she reminded me of my grandma.
Sorry.
That's why I like
Oh,
her.
okay.
She reminds me of my
That
granny.
means my grandma's way better than your grandma.
Oh, I don't think so.
I don't know.
Vivian would.
Mary Alice was no
Vivian
joke.
Louise was
Mary
no
Alice was
joke.
a comedian. I'm telling you.
Oh, they all are comedians.
No, not
Are
like
you
Mary
kidding
Alice.
me? Vivian would talk you. I mean, she would, and my granny enjoyed the artistic use of profanity.
Oh yeah. Well, my grandmother didn't curse as much as some grandmothers do.
Now, is are you speaking of your?
My dad's mother.
Okay, I was like, are you speaking of your African American grandmother or your
Yes.
Caucasian grandmother?
Why would it matter though?
I'm just wondering. Just asking questions.
I mean, but which one are you speaking of?
I don't know, G. I'm sure your grandmama was great, man, but mine knew God.
What?
My grandmama knew God. She spoke
Who
in
grandmother
tongues
didn't know
and all
God?
that. Mm.
Whose grandmother didn't know God? You could not know God as a grandmother.
I don't know, yo. I don't know what your grandmama did.
First of all, you
But
gonna stop talking
mine-
about my grandma in that tone of voice.
Hey,
That's
I'm
what
just
you going.
saying.
That's what you going to.
I don't know. I'm sure she was a great lady.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. Vivian Louise did not speak in tongues. Now she did.
She
speak-
spoke a different kind of tongue.
She spoke.
like that.
She did speak to different gentlemen at the store to give her free things, and my grandmother was known to wear a low halter top. To
Your grandmother was flitty?
my
She
grandmother.
started Hot Girl
Ooh,
Summer
I hear
Yeah,
my
granny
Angelou
did
right
start-
now.
My
Your
granny
grandmother
did
was
start the hot
flitty.
girl summer
in the
She did.
70s. Well, what
She
year
had a
was that?
cigarette in her mouth and her titties were out, and they called her Cookie. But that's
Cookie.
that was my granny.
It was Jazzy Lady.
That's cool.
My granny said, I'll never forget this. She told me when she was 70,
She did God's
that's
work.
when she walked through the church, the deacon's neck still snapped back when she
Okay.
walked by. So I'm not going to say that she spoke in tongues. I'm not going to say that because I never heard it.
She had different healing powers.
She used her tongue differently.
Y'all be careful now.
Hey,
Amen.
she
Tread
told you.
lightly. Tread lightly
Hey.
now.
Amen. Amen.
I'm talking about the cigarette.
But
pull from the cigarette.
But Patty now, and you know what? I think Miss Patty is a lot like my granny because with I hung out with Patty LaBelle 2 or 3 times. One of the times was the first time I met her was at Essence Festival, which is why this article is so funny to me because she had just gone through her divorce, and I believe that Miss Patty discovered that her ex-husband may have been on the down low.
Oh.
she was very concerned and asked us, did we know how to tell if the men were on the down low and were we afraid? And I told her I was. I was very
For her
afraid.
or just for guys?
Just period. You know, as you're dating. And she said she didn't want to date right then, and she just wasn't
Date?
sure.
We're talking about 75-year-old Patty.
She wasn't 75. She was probably in her late 60s at this time.
Ugh.
Don't do that. First of all, you're not that damn far away, okay? Don't front. Don't front.
Ugh.
15 years, my nigga. And you right in that place yourself.
But why can't
Say you supposed to be
why
my
can't Patty
African-American.
Wait, is Morgan Freeman married?
Ugh. He's married to his granddaughter.
Oh my God. We just went down a hole. I didn't want to do
There's a lot of
The point is, Patty says she's still holding out for love. I think it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful sentiment.
She's holding out.
Patty LaBelle. No. I got to say the second story. So she said she was concerned. She was asking us. She was very concerned. The second time I saw her, she was at Chastain. We went backstage, and Miss Patty said, the first thing she said when we came in, she said, you know, it's hard out here for a pimp and for a bitch, too. And I was just like, yes, ma'am, Miss Patty. Yes, ma'am. So obviously, for her to greet us with that greeting,
Right.
meant she was going through it. She was going there. She was not in love at the time.
So what did you guys give her? What advice you guys give her for knowing if your man is on the down low?
We told her we were afraid and we did not know. But I don't think they all are. But Miss Patty says that she has not given up on finding Mr. Right, even at 75. She still has time to find a husband. And I think she's right, because my old landlord that when I moved into my first house in Georgia, she was in her late 60s. And I remember asking her if she wanted to get married, and she said maybe. She was like, but not right now. And I was like, if not now, when?
Well, I mean, Viagra is cheaper now. It's generic, so you can get Viagra on the down low too.
But, I have an adopted grandpa that, got married at 76. His wife was 83.
Do you feel like you're going to be having sex in your 70s?
I hope not. I just want to get it all
But
out.
I mean, you want to get it now?
I want to get it all out in the next 10 years.
But I'm saying though,
It's
you
10 to 12
but you
years.
started over though, so it's like it'll only be a 17-year-old vagina at that point.
I just don't, but the body will be in its 70s. The body will be in its 70s. Do you want to be having sex at 70?
I do.
Yes.
To who?
To who? We're both married. What do you mean to who?
Oh, well.
Poor question.
Does your wife want that?
Yes.
I don't know.
My wife is younger than me.
Me too.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they do. That's even worse.
I gotta
though, 'cause then
figure-
if
I
you're-
gotta
But
figure
you
some
know,
shit
you
out.
know
Young
what?
and then this
Actually, that's
old
probably
thing
what
is-
Miss Patty need is a young
Yeah.
man.
It's
I
her.
think she
She's 75,
does.
get her a nice 50.
She's talking about bitches and pimps. She definitely needs
Maybe
somebody with a little
55.
spunk.
Maybe 55. 50-year-olds be trying to holler
Who
at
we got?
30-year-olds.
Who we got in the 50-year-old range?
Clifton Powell?
Clifton Powell is 60 something. He would be a good man for Miss Patty.
Yeah, Miss Patty, this is
Miss
Pinky.
Patty and Pinky.
This is Miss Patty.
I think that would
Pinky
be good.
and Patty.
Pinky and Miss Patty. I wish he would
Hell
date
no.
Miss. But you know what? I think his girlfriend is like in her 30s. She is.
Oh, yeah. So he ain't trying to do that old wrinkly stuff. He ain't no wrinkly coochie. If only
That's so
she.
sad.
Nope.
That's so sad.
I don't.
Who is that?
I gotta-
what are women
Why do
supposed
I think
to do?
things like this?
What you
What are
think?
women supposed to do? Why do y'all just...
We just got to be wrinkly together. I
Hey.
can't be with you if I'm, regular skin and you
Miss
wrinkly.
Patty got all the teeth.
But what if you're wrinkly skin and she's not? Because you have a younger wife, so she's
Right.
not going to be wrinkly.
Oh,
You're
it's
gonna-
different. Guys get far more license to be fucked up. We do.
Because we take out the trash.
No, because we're not beautiful specimens.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're not supposed to be beautiful.
You
It-
are
it-
supposed to be.
No, we're not.
Just
You don't
rebel
want no
against
beautiful
it.
dudes. Those are down low dudes.
You don't want no man prettier than you.
Yeah, come
I
on,
want
man.
one that,
You don't.
Nah, you
You
don't.
You
You
don't
don't.
want that.
going to be
Yeah.
gay.
I don't know, but you just don't want
Going
that.
to be on the
You could
down
find
low.
a gay dude tonight.
Well, you can find a broke dude tonight, but I'm just...
What? you are the one taking us down these pathways. All I'm saying is that. Goodness.
Right. You're of darkness.
What?
I'm just saying that... Are they... Well, no, they're not. I'm sorry. That's not the same. That's not the same at all.
Yeah, but guys have the ability to be far more out of whack. It's just the way it goes.
They do, and I think it's wrong. I'm sick of it. Get yourselves together. I was talking to this guy, and he said that a woman should not have a bigger stomach than his. And I was like,
Sure, I agree.
we have whole babies.
Well, when you're pregnant, you can.
So why would you have a big stomach ever?
Life, y'all stress.
So
Cortisol.
life doesn't get to us?
It shouldn't. Figure it
I
out.
hate
Y'all
you.
got to be okay. Look, see, here's the thing, right?
There's people that like big people anyway. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
Are there men
definitely.
that like big women?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
As a matter of
equal
fact,
opportunity.
As a matter of fact, most dudes like a woman with a little size on her. I don't know why there's this illusion that guys like skinny women all the time.
I think that's a European thing because black
one? The
folks
skinny
like
thing?
it thick. Yes.
Yeah, like I don't
we
think that.
like.
I don't think many
thick.
guys want a little beanpole girl. I just don't think that they want
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. As a woman, we're not into men with big stomachs.
that. Sure, you are.
There are
My
women.
woman, my woman will come to me and smell my underarm and like it. So I mean, if she likes that, she's gonna like a stomach. That ain't,
Would
know.
you date someone that used to be fat, like Rick Ross?
No.
You know what I mean? Like they used to be, and maybe Rick Ross was even a bad example. I'm thinking
That's
about
very
somebody that used to
extreme.
be like 400 or 500, and now
shit.
they like
Exactly.
Where do you put that?
190.
Where do you get rid of that to? You got to get some cuts, right?
You know how they be having that extra skin?
No,
and stuff?
nigga, you got to cut that. Don't be having nothing hanging. When you take off your shirt, if it's some shit hanging, male or female, get that cut.
But if you've been fat for
Get it cut.
25, 30 years of
Get it
your
cut.
life, and then all of a sudden you skinny, you
gotta
your-
get that cut.
Your skin is designed to.
To me,
Hang.
that is an opportunity for you to
It
go
probably,
ahead.
I'm sure you got your chest dangle.
Ain't nobody
What?
mad. Ain't no mad at you. Nobody mad at you cutting
I'm
that.
so sick right now.
You know how
Can
they
we
be
move
looking like.
on to a different subject,
Oh, yeah,
please?
They be looking like an air mattress with a hole in it.
But if it gets cold, that's something you can pull over yourself and wrap up in, like foreskin.
Oh my God.
I did leave that open for you. That was yes.
Oh my God. There was a post, there was a social media follower that said I was talking too much
Stop
last
talking
week.
so goddamn much.
And so
then.
I shut up and I've allowed this to happen. There were certain times in today's conversation where I just
You
totally
led us down these
extracted
paths.
No,
myself.
here's what's
We're all here because of you, black woman.
Can we talk about that comment just for a second? It was odd to me that a woman told another woman to shut up.
Oh, it's not odd to me at all. Women hate women.
What?
Women hate
Y'all supposed to be
women.
like, let that sister talk. That sister got something
Right.
good to say.
No.
You both,
Back her up.
What voice is that?
I don't know. I just went with it though
Second
because
of all,
they came
no.
out.
That was your
Women-
ratchet black voice.
Women hate women. Women hate women.
What?
Women listen to another woman and find out all the reasons that they can disagree with her.
What are you
we've
talking
been-
about?
That's what we've been conditioned to do.
Are you kidding?
Women will always side with a man
In
over the other.
2019.
Women, we are still trying to get the approval from men.
In 2019.
Yeah.
So
I
all
wasn't surprised to see that at all. Women are all, I mean, that women fight each other over men. Women are like, have you guys seen this Facebook group, Sis, Is That Your Man?
no.
Okay, let me
No,
tell you
why
guys
would
about it. I got to tell you about it before we get out. I got to tell you guys about it. Okay, so
Is
the
that your
group,
man? Okay.
the group, because I had this amazing conversation with these young women about it. The group is, it was huge, right? It took over Facebook. People were joining. Over 20,000 women were in the group.
All right.
What happens in the group is a woman drops a man's picture in. If I meet a guy and he says he's single, I drop his picture in to see if he's really single. Of course, things were going crazy. A whole thread of, I talked to him last week. Here he is in my DM. He has 2 kids and a wife. Like all this kind of stuff was happening on the page, right? So guys are getting put out. The lies are coming to a screeching halt. I'm at the conference last weekend. And I asked some young women, I said, what do you guys think about this group? The women said, I don't think that's right. I said, well, what do you think is not right? Well, just let his lies come out on his own. You don't have to put it out there like that. We're tearing down black men.
Ooh,
and
I love
said,
it.
I know. Hey, I would love to be a black man right now because there were 3 women that were adamant that even though men were being caught in their lies, this is not something that we should do.
Whoa. Just because some chicken head puts my picture into a Facebook group doesn't mean I was even trying to kick it to her.
Well, first of all,
hold
that's
on.
true. That's true.
You're
But
also
there were
assuming,
receipts. There were receipts.
but
There
you're
were
assuming that I'm telling this
receipts.
woman that she's my only one and that I want a monogamous relationship with her
There
also.
were conflicting receipts in numerous threads
Possible.
where a guy would say,
Possible. That's possible. What I'm saying is, though, the idea that you have a room that suggests that a man kicking it to a woman is a monogamous, exclusive thing is a little unfair.
if a man
You
is
have-
saying that to you,
But-
he's lying. And if you have a way to fact check and do some
So do you
accountability
think-
checking, there's nothing wrong with
Do you
it.
think every woman that posts a picture of a man in there it has been told, "You're my one and only. It's me and you. Let's get
I
married"?
don't think so, but I still, okay, I don't think that's true. But I also think the idea that I would rather not know and I would rather find out on my own if a man is cheating on me than another woman tell me is ridiculous. And I said to this woman, I said, do you realize some men have whole families for lifetimes?
You know what I agree with? Our listener, you're talking way too much. What are you about to say, Kevin?
It almost sounds like oh my! It sounds like Me Too all over again.
It's ridiculous.
Oh
too.
It sounds like I'm sure that there are legitimate cases that need to be discussed and so on
Yeah.
and so forth, right? But the longer it goes on, it's just going to be women like the one that accused Aziz Ansari of rape.
Well, what also happens is you guys don't have to worry. Please don't be alarmed, men. This group will not take you down because what happens is the
There's
women
infighting.
start to hate on each other.
Okay.
And by the time the thread gets to about 30 comments, it's the women talking shit to each other.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, we lose focus very quickly. We come in as women to try to figure out, okay, is this man cheating? It's like, well, if he is cheating with your broke ass, well, forget you. Like, and it goes back and forth, and then the friends come. At one point, one of my girlfriends was in there. She found out that the guy that she was talking to was engaged to be married.
Perfect.
And her and the wife, and several other women almost ended up in a whole fight. Like, addresses were exchanged.
Oh, wow.
So please don't be alarmed, men. Nothing is going to happen. Your lies will continue to go on because women are really not for each other.
They need a leader. There needs to be a leader in this group.
But
'cause
we
there's-
can't
There's
because
potential for some greatness here, though. Think about
They
it.
can't.
All of you
because
are
we
in
just
one
love to
place.
tear each other down.
You know who the man is. You're seeing who the woman is. Y'all can see how do we feel about each other. There needs to be leadership in this group. You guys can make something beautiful happen in this group. I'm telling you, you're all in one place.
Well, that's not happening.
A
That's-
leader amongst you must rise.
You know what I'm saying? You could be
That leader
You could be that one.
and
will be the
encourage
chosen one.
polygamy throughout the. Let's just all
Born of a virgin, here to save us all.
You get and look, virgin vagina. It's you. It is you.
Oh, I told you it's a black woman. I told you.
like.
No, not yet. I got one more thing. I got one more thing I had to say. I do feel it necessary. I know you didn't want to talk about it. I think we have to at least give a comment or two on this Revolt Summit.
Okay.
Please.
Okay.
I would like to.
I think we should. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Maybe just a couple of words.
Okay.
How did you guys feel about it?
Well, I didn't go to the conference, but I did see the clip with Killer Mike, and I don't disagree with Killer Mike. I just feel like it's, and I saw a few clips, from very motivational conversation.
Yeah, so I watched there's a 1 hour video of that entire conversation.
I watched the whole hour.
Okay. So it started with, like, earlier in it, that's when T.I. and Candace Owens were kind of having their exchange.
Mm-hmm.
And then Killer Mike's piece came to say that, this is what's happening. These people are fighting over who has a better master, right?
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
it was that conversation.
Yeah.
I thought that it was a good conversation. I think that there were pieces of it that were definitely substantive. Like matter of fact, it began with everyone saying what they thought was the most important issue, right? And those statements could have been taken to say, all right, guys, now we're going to take your top 6 picks, right? For the 6 panelists, and now we've got the top 6 agenda for black people on how we're going to progress as a nation or so on and so forth, right? That could have been done, but we missed that opportunity because of what Killer Mike was saying. It was more about the snazzy.
Well, there's a reason for that.
What Candace felt was a gotcha moment, which I don't know it was a gotcha moment.
That's what
she
Killer Mike
actually
does.
did start off with some bullshit.
Well,
She did.
okay, here's the thing, right? So there's 2 problems here. The first one is this revolt. This is a revolt thing. And did you guys see the ticket prices?
I didn't.
It's like $600 for this
Well, I don't
this
think
weekend.
For the
anyone paid
thing.
entire weekend?
For the
I don't
weekend.
think people paid that. I'll just let you know.
Well, I mean, somebody paid it.
Few people, not very many.
Nonetheless, it was thrown out there.
Right.
I don't think there was a problem with the actual conference or this particular summit. I think that they had the wrong fucking people on the stage. Who are these people? I mean, honestly, and I know people are going to hate me for this, there were only two people who were even qualified to even be part of any conversation, and that was Candace Owens and Killer Mike. Everybody else should shut up and get off the stage. You don't.
T.I. too?
Yes, T.I. too. Especially
Yes.
when the fucking Jay Morrison got up and asked a question, and him and T.I. had like a little bro moment. Why is this nigga even asking a question?
Yeah, I thought it was-
They should have not have let this nigga talk. What, you, my nigga? No, you don't need to talk.
Yeah.
All the shit that we're like, what's going on with this guy? For him to say, oh yeah, me and Tip was in the Rafe outside talking like. First of all, you mentioned his car, and y'all were sitting in the car together.
It was really whack.
The wrong people were on
Yeah,
stage.
he was definitely name dropping. He wanted to
Well,
establish some
I agree. He didn't
association, and that
belong
wasn't
there.
necessary.
He didn't.
There's just a lot of posturing, and it's not. It takes away from the integrity of the
The
conversation.
wrong people were on stage.
Right.
Candace Owens is a political person.
Right.
Killer Mike is a political person. So I feel
Right.
like they have the right to be in the conversation.
Well, they
However-
led the conversation.
But there
I'm
needed
okay
to be
with
real.
I'm okay with T.I. being there just because he has been very involved in political,
He's been vocal. He's
conversations
been,
lately.
he's been
Yeah,
vocal
he
and
has.
he's been very active.
He has.
Yes.
I'm not mad at him. I'm definitely not upset with him being there. I think
And
that
he's on the mayor's council as well.
Yeah, but I don't know that he's just.
I don't think that he has the type of feedback that we would need for leadership like Killer Mike does.
Right.
I do think that there needs to be. He is a leader because with the hip hop community, a lot of young people look up to him, and he does try to stand up, and I appreciate that. I respect that about
And
him.
I'm not going to minimize his voice either. No more than I'm going to minimize Cardi B or anybody else that wants to weigh in on what's happening.
Yeah, but I think it's important we have the right people weighing in because we have to. We're going to need to have leadership in this, right? And so Killer Mike, what a great thing I like about Killer Mike is that he mentioned other people's names that you can go do your own research with.
Right.
And matter of fact, let me say this as well. I think I love the fact that it happened at Revolt because a conversation with the right people, quote unquote, might happen at the Congressional Black Caucus or something like that, where you're not going to see Diddy. You're typically not going to see Killer Mike either.
Right.
Right? And these are the ones, matter of fact, these are the ones that are going to participate. Most likely, they're going to impact the local level.
Right.
Sure, they may cast a vote for the national ballot, but where their work can most likely be impacted is at the local level. Okay. So for them to begin to engage in these conversations, not to mention with celebrities where they start to feel like, okay, I'm doing something important and I'm benefiting my community and I'm getting a certain amount of notoriety that comes with that. Maybe that's part of the gas in their tank.
Right.
But either way, whatever is kind of with Kanye, whatever is bringing them to church,
I got you.
that's the goal. You know what I'm saying?
Can I offer something else?
Sure.
So two of the people that Killer Mike mentioned, Yvette Carnell and Antonio Moore, are people who have actually already put together a program. They have an agenda, they have points, they have requests, they have an idea, a black agenda of what people could get behind. And I'm not supporting this all 100% or whatever, but I would just ask everybody go out. What their idea is that ADOS. Have you heard of that? The American Descendants of Slavery or whatever. So they have a website, ADOS101.com. And if you click on that, there's a link at the top that says Black Agenda. And there are several key points that they want to have happen in order for black people to actually work themselves towards reparations or whatever it is, whatever it looks like for black people to, you know what I'm saying, become a staple in this country in the right way. I'm not saying it's the way to go. I'm saying that at least they have something in place.
Right.
I think that everyone who's listening to this should at least go to that website and take a look at it. And whether you agree or disagree doesn't really matter. The idea here is that look at the format they put together because it's very intelligent.
Yeah, I'm checking it out now. Like it's
ADOS.com.
got the data.
ADOS101.com.
It's got the data.
You see what I'm saying? And this is so a lot of times when you've heard me talk about how the black household is worth $1 or whatever,
Right.
all that comes from Antonio Moore's research that he's done with different economists. He's a
Right.
lawyer and he works with economists. And it's not this just we on stage just saying shit because it sounds good. They're actually doing hardcore research. And this black agenda is phenomenal if you ask me. I can't see a more potent. I've never seen a more potent path for black people to have an ask and say, this is what we want, this is what we need. If you were to take this to a politician, at least there's something
It
on
makes
paper that
sense.
looks
Right.
official.
Right.
Right.
So
And
I'm
there's
just
an actual
Something together.
there's
I'm just
actual-
asking everybody to just take a look at it. I'm not saying
Yeah.
it's the right way. I haven't read every single line on this website, but most specifically the Black Agenda. Take a look at that.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
am.
I applaud that, and I didn't know about this because I listened to some of it, but I get turned off by things that I feel like are emotional triggers, and I did feel like when the social media posts, most of them were celebrating Killer Mike statements, which were to me set up to be. I don't think that he was doing that on purpose, but it's emotional triggers to get people.
He's good at that.
Sharing things on social, and I don't think anything happens with that.
But he's also a college educated black man.
No, and he speaks very well to the point.
Right.
But I just don't like. It's reminiscent of like the Baptist preacher that's like, it's a lot of passion and it's very little substance to moving forward. So I'm happy to see that there is something that I don't know that this would be the plan that happens, but I do like the fact that there's some place that you can go to actually see what the issues are, and so people can understand it. So all that rhetoric that gets you hype, it doesn't take you anywhere if you don't know what the real statistics and the real numbers look like.
And this could be far-fetched as hell, but it's a starting place. I've never seen anything else that's a starting point. I mean, I'm sure there was in the 60s, but for our generation, for now, I haven't seen anything else. There's been a lot of people just complaining about shit and victims, like, we're victims, we need this, but I've never seen it so concrete. This is cemented on this page, and I think it's something that's worth taking a look at. That's all I had. That's all I want to say.
I agree. I appreciate you insisting that we talk about this because I think that's something that I haven't seen either. I know that's something we've talked about, and even when we had I think we had Rick Mathis come and talk about Black Friday last year and how the black dollar has lost, it doesn't have power, and how we need to, people hear that, but they don't see the real statistics behind it to understand what the disconnect is, right?
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I'm sorry, you're not done?
Yeah, it's fine.
There's the Antonio Moore guy. What he's really piping right now is the Civil Rights Act of 1866, which Byron Allen is going back and forth with. I don't know if y'all know about Byron Allen, but he owns the Weather Channel and some networks.
Yeah.
He's supposedly a black billionaire. They're not giving him his stats for it though, but look into the Civil Rights Act of 1866 is another thing. It's about entrepreneurship and our ability to be part contractually in some of these negotiations and agreements that allow us to be entrepreneurs. So this is another thing. I don't know. Yeah. I every now and then I run across something that seems important.
Very dope.
We've redeemed ourselves with this information. This is a redemptive moment for Music Love Life because we were in a bad place.
We were in a great place. We were in a perfect place. We were right where God wanted us to be. Some would say.
Spoke too soon.
Like, share, and subscribe. Share it with God.
Music Love Life.